This is the Mark Levin Audio Rewind.
Joe Miller, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. Well, these people just won't go away, will they? Will they? It's just amazing. You defeat her, and now she's pretty much lashing out, saying, you know, money came in from California. Let me ask you something. She had a phone conference with a bunch of lobbyists the other day. Do they all live in Alaska?
Yeah, and let's talk about the 88% of her contributions over the last year that came from out of state.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's controlled by these out-of-state interests, and then comes before Alaska and says, it's the Alaskans that wanted me back in. Well, no, it's just the liberals' inability to relinquish power that's kept her in this race.
And she really seeks to be a spoiler here. She's ready to burn down the building.
Seems that way, doesn't it?
All right, I want to play for you. You've heard this, and everybody else. I assume you have. This is. You should know. This is what caught my attention and why I decided to get involved in your race. This little audio of Lisa Murkowski on KTUU Channel 2 Alaska News Report in July. Cut 15, go.
Although Senator Lisa Murkowski opposed health care legislation, she now believes it should be viewed as a work in progress.
Repealing this is not the answer, in my opinion, because if you just repeal and you do nothing, we will have not addressed health care reform.
One of the main reasons Murkowski voted against it, $500 billion in cuts to Medicare. Cuts, she says, goes too far.
You see, Joe, when I heard this, I said, oh, my God, how are we ever going to get this thing under control when we have this Murkowski in Alaska saying, now, look, we just have to work on this thing, then we've lost. And that's what caught my attention. I bet it caught a lot of people's attention, didn't it?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, this is a person that really is responsible for the problems, in part, that we're facing as a nation. And she doesn't recognize that there's a problem now. And, of course, now she's running without a plan with how to deal with it. She just is ignoring all of this and saying big government's the answer.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is the likelihood that she can well, first of all, now it's almost like Florida. I mean, you've got this rhino who has decided that she's going to hang on not so much to win, but to try and defeat you and get the Democrat elected. So one of the things you got to do, I guess, is get some more resources.
Absolutely. JoeMiller.us. We'd love to have your money. If you're a Constitution-loving American, we will put it to good work up here. We're up against a $1.8 million treasury chest that she has that she's already announced she's going to use for mudslinging. Even the Democrats are getting behind McAdams and pumping several $100,000 his way. So we need some funds to compete, and JoeMiller.us is where people can donate.
Well, and people ought to really seriously look at this because this is a crucial race. You're an extremely intelligent guy, I can tell. Remind everybody what your background is.
The thing I'm most proud of is I grew up in a working-class family, where hard work was the ethic. And that's what I brought to everything I've done in life, whether it be West Point or I was combat vet, also in the first Desert Storm, or law school, went to Yale, and also have a master's degree in economics from the University of Alaska. But it's that good work ethic and common sense that really drives things forward. You don't need all that to really be in a position, I think, to get the nation back on track. Rather, you got to have integrity that says, look, we're ruled by a document called the Constitution, and that Constitution's not being followed in what we've developed in the federal government. It's way bigger than what the Constitution authorizes. And then also, of course, those good ethics and integrity keep you from being bought once you get to D.C., and that's what I offer Alaskans, and I think that's one of the reasons why we've done so well and why we're going to take this race in November.
So right now I would argue you're underfunded because if she's going to spend $1.8 million trying to smear you, and then, of course, the Democrats, they're going to load up because now the Democrats are going to see an opportunity. And this is an absolutely crucial race because I consider you, and among others, but you as a really future, the Republican Party and the conservative movement, you're going to need help. And that's JoeMiller.us, JoeMiller.us. These people do go on like zombies, though, don't they? I mean, it's like no matter you defeat them in a primary, and she goes to the Libertarian Party, and they finally say, no, you're not a Libertarian. And now she decides to do a write-in. I mean, what is it with these people?
Yeah, and then everybody on stage is a Democrat. So, we've gone to the Libertarian Party, and now, she's surrounded by Democrats. In fact, today, a prominent Democrat in our state, Ethan Berkowitz, endorsed her. And it's just really kind of humorous. But it is serious business, like you noted. I mean, she has about 9 times more money than I've got. And it is important that we're able to compete. Obviously, our idea is they're going to win today. But we got to make sure that we compete not just against her mud, but also against, frankly, a quite biased media here in Alaska. It is important that we're able to get our message out.
All right, that's joemiller.us, joemiller.us. I hope the Levinites out there will consider a surge and go to his webpage and take a look, joemiller.us. All right, my friend, keep up the battle.
Mark, I appreciate it. We'll keep fighting.
All right, God bless. Well, we have a very big tent here in the Republican Party. It's just that you conservatives are not allowed in, even when you win primaries. Now, this Murkowski was in the quote-unquote cabinet of McConnell, along with Bennett, I read, we're told. Not very good judgment there. If you're a class act, what you do is you lick your wounds, and maybe you come back in another 2 years or 4 years or 6 years, whatever's going on there, or you run for governor, or you do something else. You're not God's gift, particularly her. She was originally appointed by her father. We used to call that nepotism. I don't mean in the legal sense, but I do mean in the descriptive sense. That's what it is. Daddy, they took my seat away. Daddy, I ran for office, but they voted me out. Daddy, they got contributions from the Tea Party extremist right-wing radicals. Anyway, this lady and the Lib Democrat, he's some town mayor, I don't even know his name, but who the hell cares? He's a Lib. They need to be defeated. And Joe Miller, you've heard him on here, I think this is the 4th time? Very smart guy, very solid guy. He's a constitutionalist, no question about it. So, that's joemiller.us. Good man.